Hi everyone, and welcome to Happy Place Creations, and thank you for joining me today. I thought today I would do a demo on this dual heads resin mixer from Resiners. So let's begin. Whoops. Now I haven't opened it or anything. I wanted to wait for you. So this is how you will see it. Comes with a charging cord and a screwdriver and some screws, and I will see what happens with that once we get it out of the box. Let's just get everything out of the box. And then we'll see what we have to do. And that is everything in the box. See? Now I'm just going to close up the box so that I can look at the back or the front, whatever I need to look at. Let's get everything unwrapped. Oh, a silicone pad. Look at that. If I can get it unwrapped here. Somewhere there must be an end. There it is. Wow, goodness gracious. I guess they wrap pretty well, don't they? So how is everyone today? There we go. Got the silicone mat unwrapped. Let's set that right on the box. Put this stuff right in my trash. That's heavy. And here is our top with our little controls, dual controls. And here's all our parts. And now we just need to assemble it. Here's our mixers. Let's set that right up on top of the box. And now we have two parts. And I'm not going to guess where they go. It's pretty self-explanatory, actually. But let's see what they have for us. This looks like a template of some sort. All right. Where art and tech meet. Read manual carefully. Insert aluminum tubes into the holes and turn rings into the direction of the arrow until it stops. So then these must go in the bottom, and that goes in the top. Pretty good directions. You can see them. So, from the looks of the directions, this will go down in here, and then we have to turn it, it says. Well, it don't look like it turns to me. It says it does. Oh, there we go. Now it's locked in. And now the other one goes in, press down, and turn. And now they're locked in. Okay. Number 2, insert the aluminum tubes with the button and place the silicone cover. So now this has to be put on. Let me tip it on its side so we can get these put in correctly. I'm putting it in backwards. So now the tubes slide right on. And then we need to take our screwdriver. Let me back it up a little bit. Then we need to take our screwdriver and our 2 little screws and put them right in these holes. Screw it in. And this is what's going to fasten it. Sorry, I have to tip it away so I can see what I'm doing, and I just dropped the screw. So it's going to take me a minute to find it. So please bear with me. Yep, I'm gonna have to pause for a moment, find the screw. Alrighty, I found the screw, and I put the screws in, and they give us these little things that are like this, to put in where the screws are. Like that. There we go. And now she's all snug and she's in there. So there we have that. So now it says to add the mat. So I don't think it really matters which way I put it in, but we do it this way. And there we go. We have the mat in. Now it says press and hold the back button and then pull up. That would be this button on the back. So I'm going to push on it and hold, and then this is how it expands. See? So we're going to do that like it asks. So now I have it expanded. Now it says to insert the stirring paddles into the holes, and it says pick the short paddles for small capacity resin and the long paddles for large capacity for resin. Then it says to press the back button again to press down the head assembly, and assembly has been assembled. So this is how you use it. You push your button, and this is how you put your paddles into your cups. And I have a couple of cups so that we can look. Now I'm going to turn it back upside down for a minute because the mat's going to fall off. But if you look at your paddles, let me just let the mat fall for a minute. If you look at your paddles, they have a couple of little indent things, little wings, and they fit right in the machine like so. And they just snap right in. And I just knocked my other paddles right off the top of the box. And then the other side, I'll put in a small one. and then they just press right in. Whoop. There. Now they're locked in. And then now I will push the button on the back again, like so, and then they will come down. Sorry, I should have had a bigger space in order to show you this. But I have my cups ready. I did have. I moved them this morning. There they are. I was working on a little bit of projects this morning. So now we put our cup in, whichever cup we want, because this isn't going to work very well where I have it laid down, but then we press our button and then this will move down into our cup, like so. And then we have our cups. So this will sit on this little mat. And then I don't believe it's charged, but we will see. Let me just take you off of this for a moment. I can bring you down here. There we go. And let's see if it's going to work. There we go. And it's adjustable speed. And it's high. And if you don't want high, you can bring it down some. But there's no more hand mixing. Speed it up. Slow it down. And turn it off. And that's all there is to it. Let me just put you back up here. And that is the Resiners mixer. We can either do whichever size. If you do big cups all the time, you can always have it set for double big ones. Or if you do little ones all the time, I'm going to leave mine set for 1 and 1. And here's the charge cord to charge it. And it does plug right in the back, right where the release button is, right here. And then we plug it in a USB port and we charge it. And I will charge mine and I will use it for my next project. And that is the Dual Hands Resin Mixer Double Efficiency by Resiners. It's rechargeable. It's a hands-free design. As you saw, it came with a nice little removable silicone mat. I'm trying to see what else I need to tell you before I let you go. It is not suitable for children under 36 months, it says on the box, which I don't know why anyone would let a child operate this, but there it is. Oh, and it's adjustable speed, as I showed you. Now, I am going to let mine fully charge before I actually use it. And I believe this was a template. Let me move that back so I can show you. I believe this was some sort of template or something. I don't know. But this is the instruction booklet that came with it, showing you step by step. Let's see. Does say lifetime, work lifetime, less than 3 years. Operation humidity 30% to 85. RH. So it's probably not good to use in excessive heat or excessive cold. That would be my suggestion. Now it does say on here that it's recommended to ensure that resin emerges the paddles body to ensure better mixing, especially when dropping the inks, dyes, or powder. Drop them at the center of the resin cups. So while you're mixing, it's okay to put inks in or dyes or powders, but they recommend you drop it into the center. I like to put my powders in the bottom. So I'm probably not going to use this while I'm putting powder or anything in, but I'm going to experiment with it. So that is something we can do. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to let mine fully charge before I use it for anything. It says replace with new cups to start another round of mixing. Mix about 2 to 3 minutes until no strikes or striations. Rotate the knobs to the left to stop mixing. Then pull up the head and clean the paddles. And these look very easy to clean. Let me see, I got 2 sets. You get 2 of each. And these look very clean. I would say just clean them off with a baby wipe, because I wouldn't think there's any need to well, actually I would probably put a where this is a silicone, this probably wipes off very easily, but I'm going to suggest, if you have an old silicone mat, to cut a couple squares and just put it under here when you're done mixing so it drips on that, so you can just peel it off to keep this mat clean. The one that came with it. Let me tip this so you can see what I'm talking about. To keep this mat clean. So I'm going to do that. I have a couple that I don't really use anymore because they're stained, or you know, you don't use them on camera. But I cut them up and put them on here, so when this drips, it'll drip on that one instead of this one. Just trying to keep it clean, you know, keep it new. I like to take care of my equipment. My dad always told me, you take care of your equipment and it'll take care of you. So I would like to conclude, this is the Resiners mixer. So I'm thinking about mixing up some resin. So I'm going to let this charge, and then I'll come back and we'll mix something up and we'll make a project with it. Because I'm curious to see how many bubbles this might leave in a project. So, I will see you soon. Alrighty. I've gotten my mold out that we're going to use. We're going to use this puppy paw trinket box. And I've decided we're going to put candy in the cover. I have sorted it out, taken out all the big pieces of candy. And we're going to combine this glitter in the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. But first we got to mix up the resin. So I have our little cup, and we're going to mix up this resin if you can see what it says here. We got an A and a B. So let me just move this stuff out of the way. And then we're gonna mix up and see how good this does. And give me just a moment, I gotta grab my timer. And there we go. Now I have my timer. Because I don't believe this has any form of a time limit on it. All I see is how to adjust the speed. So I may have to move my camera so you guys get a better picture. So let's get going. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the cover first, and then we're going to let that cure. Or are we? Let me think about this just for a moment. This is where I wish you guys could speak to me. So I'm thinking of putting just the candy in the paw itself. And then maybe we should cover the rest of it with the glitter. So that way the cover will match the bottom. That's what we'll do. Okay. So it's going to be a little time consuming because we have to put the candy into the print, let that cure, and then we can come back and mix up some more resin to do the bottom and the cover at the same time. So yes, right now we're just going to mix up a little bit because I'm curious to see if this adds bubbles. So once I get done this mixing process, then I'm going to take it over and put it in my pressure pot. Excuse me, my vacuum chamber. I have ordered a Let's Resin Bubble Remover, but it's not going to be here until Monday. Now I've had 3 different delivery dates, so I'm going to hope it's going to be here officially on Monday, and then I'll have another demonstration for you with that machine. So let's get to this one. Now I'm seeing this has a little bit of dust on it, probably from moving things around from the shop into this room. So I'm just going to clean the cup out a little bit, just to make sure there's nothing in there. I don't mind if it's on the outside, I just don't want it on the inside. And there we go. So I can see my numbers. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. And you probably can't because you're above my head. So let me adjust this camera a little bit. I have a second one that I want to set up, but I'm not sure where to put it. So let me move this camera. Bear with me for a moment. I'm going to move this down beside me. I can unwind it here because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Let's move this right out of the way. Can you see that my cup better? Probably not because that light's right in your way, but we'll see. Let me put something in the background. Let me get this set up and then I'll be back. Alrighty, let's see if that helps any. I put a bunch of my trays up here that I used to sort things out with. First one is kind of dirty, but as long as you can see my cup is what I'm concerned with. Alrighty, I just need enough to do this little bit of cover. So I'm starting with this one first. I got to be able to see my numbers here. And I'm going way over for just a cover. So we are going to have extras. But I want to put enough in the cup so that we can get that paddle submerged. So I'm just going to set the resin aside and out of the way. I'm going to move this out of the way. And now I got to move this out of the way. Sorry about all the fidgeting here, but I want to make sure you guys have a good view. So I'm going to move this forward. I'm going to set the cup on it. Now, can you see it? I have to move it over here a little. There we go. So I'm just going to tip this up just a little bit, just so you guys get to see what's going on here. Now I'm going to hit the button on the back of the machine, which is going to help me to lower it down into the cup. And I don't have that quite submerged. But it won't go any lower than this. Sorry if I'm hitting the camera wire. So I'm going to start out on low. Got to hit my timer for 5 minutes. And I'm going to start slow. And all I'm doing is turning the button very slowly. Because I'm not sure if that cup's going to go flinging across the room or what. But I'm just slowly turning it up. I'm about halfway right now. Let me show you. I'm about halfway right now. And I'm just going to keep turning it up as we go. So I'm about 3/4 right now. Let me show you. And I'm just going to continue to, very quiet machine. And I don't think I'm going to go any higher than that, because really that's, I'm just going to center the cup some more. So I really don't think I should be running it that high. And of course I'll have to scrape my sides and my bottom when it's done. And I do notice that my cup is slightly turning, can you tell? And it only goes one way. I'm not sure if you can see the timer here. There we go. But at that rate of speed, I don't think I'm going to have to let that go a full 5 minutes. That's mixing pretty well. But this is an experiment, right? So let's just turn this puppy right up there. Now that is all the way up. And the cup is still turning. Not very fast, but it is turning. But I'm sure you don't want to just watch something turn, but I want to show you inside the cup. Let me set the timer down. I'm going to slowly turn this down while you're watching. I'm just slowly turning it down. Because if you can see, that has the consistency of milk right now, which to me means there's a lot of bubbles. I'm just slowly turning it down still. I'm about a quarter of the way to off. With 43 seconds left on the timer. But it probably was too fast for a speed. That's why I have a lot of bubbles in there. But overall, it works really well. I have yet to try it on a big cup. And I'll definitely bring you back for a demonstration for a bigger cup. But I'm going to slowly turn it down. And now it's off. And then what I'm going to do... Oh, and there's our timer. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that button on the back. And I'm going to bring this up and out of the cup so that it can drip off a little bit. Because I'm done stirring. And this comes up and it locks right in position. And I'm just going to let it drip off. I could scrape it off with my stick to get it to get done quicker. And then I'll progress to wiping it off with my baby wipe. Just to keep it clean, that's all. So I'm going to put you back up on the stand here where I have you normally. Whoops. Sorry, I got to pull the back of this out a little bit. Try to put you back in the spot where you belong. I'll move this back in order for you to be able to see. Sorry if I made anybody seasick by moving you around. I'm sorry, I apologize. But I wanted you to have a good view. And we're still dripping here. But I'm just going to grab a baby wipe and I'm going to wipe this off. Like so. I could pull it right out, but I don't want to do that yet. So I'm just going to, it freely turns. And then once I've wiped off the excess, then I will move that and do a better cleanup. And my hand is right in your way and I apologize. All I'm doing is just wiping off the blades. The paddle, sorry. And like I said, these do just... You gotta have a firm grip, but these do pull right out. and then we just clean them off. And then it's ready for the next use. And that's it. The mixer is ready for the next use. And now, let's look at our resin. Look at the bubbles. Look at the bubbles. So now I will go and put this in my vacuum chamber. And this I will grab my phone so that I can record that for you. So, off we go. Alrighty, that's what I ended up with out of the vacuum chamber. Still has a lot of bubbles in it, but this is all getting very warm. So I gotta go with what I got. It's just a demo. So I'm not holding out much hope for this to not have bubbles. So I just wanted to let you know up front. So that's how it works. But anyway, let's get this going. I'm still going to make my little project because I'm not going to waste this resin. I still want to have fun making something decorative. I'm hoping that's enough. If not, I'll just add a little bit more. Mix in the candy and get everything all sticky. And then I'll spray with alcohol. Let's move that forward. So we can get this all mixed up and get it in the mold. And then remember, we gotta let that part cure before we can dump anything on the top. But I think I may have enough to even do the bottom partially, maybe. Or I can pull out something out of my bag of tricks and throw it together. I was in that vacuum chamber an awful long time trying to get those bubbles out. Very long time. So that tells me don't turn that level up too much. Alrighty, let's put some in there. It doesn't necessarily have to fill up the whole thing because you're putting something on the top, but you want to have it somewhat full. Trying not to get a lot of resin. I mean enough, but not a lot. I think I put too much in that one. Oh yeah, definitely too much. Stick a little bit out with a spoon. And then just smooth it down. So how is everyone today? Oh, what happens when I don't pay attention? Just get these filled right up, and then we'll move on to the bigger one. Just spread it right out and tap it down. I mean, I know there's going to be bubbles, micro bubbles, but I don't want to add any more bubbles than I need to. And it looks like this candy kind of floats. Make sure I don't have anything that's sticking way up, that it might get in the way of the glitter that I put in next. Just want it to get nice and flat. As long as it's nice and flat on the other side, this side will be good. Just don't want it. I didn't have much left over. That's when I find something small. I got my pile here of things that I can use. Oops, I don't want that one. I got a new one the other day. Just a tiny one for like brooches. Has anyone seen that one today? That one before? I haven't used it yet, but then again, I can't find it either. But then again, Valentine's is coming right up, isn't it? So maybe we will use this up in some of these. I think those would make nice keychains. I will set that over on the heat mat to get that cured. Look at the bubbles. Wow. Oh, I need a different stick than that one. Let's see how this is going to work in that mold. If not, then we're going to have, I think it's a mouse. I don't know where you guys are watching from, but I'm in Maine, in case you guys didn't know. And it has been some cold. I think we got a cold snap going on or something. I mean, I know it's winter time, it's supposed to be cold, but wow, I mean, it's like somebody put their head in a freezer. It's been really cold. I know I have a brother that lives out of state, and he's very lucky that it hardly snows where he is. And when it does snow, it's gone overnight. Rather a few hours anyway. Hey bro, if you're watching, love you. Tell my nephew I love him. I don't get to see him very often. But I'm definitely gonna take a trip. I think I put too much in this one. That one's a little bit too snug. Now we'll get it pushed back down. Yeah, that's better. And that little resin that went over the edge, I can just snip that off or it'll come off on its own. I think we're gonna make a little guy after this. I gotta make enough to make a, well, no, I don't have to do it. I got 3. Where is he? Where did I put my little guy? And there he is. I think he's a baby dressed up in a little mouse costume. I think we're gonna make one of him. I'm running out of clean ones. Whoop, whoop. I'll have to mix up some more. Get it just mixed down in, and I definitely got to watch out for his ears to make sure it gets down in there. Just gonna move that out of the way. Just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Just spraying alcohol down in there, especially down in those ears. And I'm going to move it around inside. And And then I'm going to put it in. Some, not a lot. But then I'm going to make sure it gets in these ears. And get out any bubbles that I possibly can. And a little more alcohol. I'm hoping this is going to be enough. Because I didn't sort out any more candy. Worst comes to worst, you'll have a different color. Bottom from top. Now, I've never used this before in resin, so I'm not sure if that candy's going to sink, or if it's going to stay suspended, or if it's going to drop. I don't know. I really don't know. So the only thing I can do is let that cure and go from there. And I can already tell it's sinking. So we got this area all open. So I can either add some glitter to fill that up, or I can go and get the candy in it, but I don't have that kind of time to sort it out. So let me think real quick about what I can do. What might be near me? Glitter. Let me think a moment and I shall be right back. I have decided I am going to add some of the beads that I took out of this candy. because that is going to fill his head, and it's going to leave his body red. So I'm going to put some of these in. If I don't dump it over. Just got to get them covered a little bit. They probably won't even be seen because the resin has turned red because of the candy. But I don't want to have an empty space. I don't mind a little one on the bottom. You know, just a thin, because eventually I'm not going to be able to stir these to get them covered. But they are filling the gap. Oops, a couple just fell in the paw. Well, I think that's all I dare to try to put in. But at least he's not going to have a bare bottom. No pun intended. Maybe I better just put it in a little bit at a time. Like where I want them. So I don't want to overflow it. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of that resin. Well, I think that's it for him. There's the paw, there's the hearts. Let's figure out what we can do with the rest of this resin. It doesn't necessarily have to do with candy or... I have a whole tray that I keep here of extras so that we can make something. Let's see, what do we have in here? There's a little pendant. Well, got a little heart. This is a said I was going to do with you later on, but look at that. There's an apple. There's a little flower. Let's try with them for right now and see if we can get them filled. Gonna need a little cup here. Red and white. Put a little bit in that one, and we'll put a little bit in this one. So I don't know how much we're going to need. Come on, open. Guess I'm gonna have to cut it open. Thought it was open already. Guess I haven't used this one yet. Sorry about my arm being in your way. That's pretty. Should have dug out some of my sticks if I knew I was going to use these cups. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, let's see if we can get this. Let's do it 1 and 1 on the heart. Oops, gotta get the alcohol. Come on. There we go. Oh shoot, I'm dumping it in the apple. It's alright. Just a little bit more red. Now I want that red. This white. Actually, which is it? No, I don't want that one. done with this one, aren't I? And I'm just going to mix it together and see what happened. And that's what I'm going to do right there. So now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of that in the cup. Let's finish this. Got to get that level up. And there's those, and I'll put all of this on the heat mat at the same time, so it will all be done at the same time. And that, and we'll do the bottom at the next time. So I still got quite a bit left here. So let's find something to put that in. I think I am going to make some more red glitter and make some jewelry molds. Because I don't have any red for Valentine's Day. That apple's going to be pretty. I don't want that right now. Looks like Dorothy's shoes on the Wizard of Oz. Keychain, set of earrings. Let's see if I can get enough here to make a pendant. If I have to make up some more, I will make up some more. Right now I gotta make sure I get that resin behind that hole. Let's get the other earring in. Then I will decorate these with something for Valentine's. So you got to make sure you get behind this. This is imperative. I may have just enough for a pendant. Get behind there. There we go. A keychain, necklace, and earrings. That one I overfilled, which can be rectified. Just take a little bit out and then clean it up when it comes out of the mold. May look messy now, but it'll look like that when it's done. Alright, now I've got to do something with this. And yes, I gotta get moving quickly. So our mouse looks pretty good. I gotta make some red and white bookmarks too. Bookmarks are a great thing for a fallback. I may have to make just some plain ones. Whoops! You guys didn't see that, did you? Definitely want the red up by the heart. Definitely. Well, while I'm occupying your time, I want to thank my subscribers. Without you, I wouldn't have a channel. And I want to thank anyone that's entering into my drawing that I'm having. You're doing a super job. Super duper job. Just gotta watch for the banner. Now, anyone that's watching this that hasn't subscribed, could you please subscribe? You're going to lose out on the drawing. I am holding a drawing for every 100 subscribers that I get. If you like, comment, and subscribe on my videos where I show my special banner, you are entered into a drawing to win prizes. I am not going to say any more. And they won't all be resin related. Little bit more in this one. And there we have it. Top piece. Our top piece is dry enough that we can put our next coating in. But now that I look at our cup, I don't know if I mixed up enough to do both. So I'm going to do the bottom first, and then I can always mix up some more to do the top. Now I'm going to mix in some glue using our glue trick from Daniel Cooper. God bless that man. He is amazing. I'm going to put in a few drops of glue, which will help suspend our glitter so it won't sink. So I'm just going to put in a couple of drops and see if that's going to be enough, because it's usually 1 drop per ounce, and I made 1 drop. There's 2. I made 4 ounces. So there's 2. Three, 4. So that should be enough. And once you add the glue, it's very hard to pour it because it gets gooey. So in case you didn't know, which you've probably heard me say a few times, the number 1 ingredients to slime is glue. So let's just get our alcohol down in here so we can eliminate some bubbles. Nose itch there for a minute. And I'm gonna pour. And then I'm going to work it down in, and then I'll pour some more. And I'm just going to do this so I can hopefully stop any bubbles that might want to form down in there. So I'm just going to go around and get any bubbles that might be down in there. There, I'm going all the way around. So now I will pour in some more. Oh. My little buddy's getting his supper. He's all excited. He does a little dance in the living room when he goes to get his dinner. It's comical. And then I'm just going to go around my edge here, with hoping I get anything that might be a bubble out of here. Whoop, I don't want to balk too soon. Got a couple right there, and another one right there. That's what I like about these clear molds. You can see through them. See a bubble popped right out through there? You can see the air coming out. So I think I got that. I might have enough for the cover. I might not. I don't know. But I'm going to do this one more time, and then we're going to dump the cover. think I got it all. But I'll definitely be watching. So now I'm going to spray a little alcohol on the cover. And I'm going to attempt to dump this in it. And hopefully it's enough. I am hoping it's enough. I gotta get that bottle of glue out of my way. See how there was an air bubble there and I got it out? I'm going to show you. See this little spot right there? That means there's a bubble. And that's what you need to look for. You need to look all the way around. And I think I may have had enough to do both. Put just a little bit more in the cover. There we go. I don't want to overfill it, but I do want to have my lip that's going to sit down into the one below it, the bottom. So I do want to round it a little bit. Dome is what I'm trying to think the word of, dome. Because it will shrink as it sits, as it cures. And I think that is good because I still got to spray it with some alcohol. And I didn't put quite as much into this one because I didn't want to have a lip. See this lip? It's supposed to be what it sits on, like to pick it up off the table. But I plan on putting little pads on the bottom. See the little bubbles popping? I haven't even sprayed the alcohol yet. And there it is. Now hopefully I didn't put enough in there that that's going to cure, and it's going to cure flat. Or maybe I ought to put a little bit more in there. I can always sand the bottom, which is not a problem. It's not a problem at all. I don't mind sanding. And there we have it. I added a little more, so I'm going to add a little more alcohol. There we go. And now I gotta grab a mold. I'll grab one of these. So I think I'm gonna get a big keychain out of this. And I will decorate it with a puppy paw of some sort. Or maybe something else. There's that one. Now let's see what I can get out by, you'd be surprised what you can get by scraping your cup. And believe me, when it comes to resin, you don't want to waste it. This stuff is expensive. I'm not going to get a big one, I don't believe, so I'm going to go for the next size down. Yep, that's the right size. And there we have it. Our puppy paw trinket box is done. We got some extras. And we got all those extras on the other tray. But as soon as I'll move this to the mat, and as soon as they have cured, I'll be back and we'll demold everything. So, I shall be back fairly soon. Our stuff is dry, it's cured, and it's ready to be demolded. I've got all my extras done. It's been a long day with the dog at the vet, so I'm just getting back to the video. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. This should have been out this morning, but I'm here. So let's get this demolded first and see what we got. My little guy decided to get into something he shouldn't have got into today, so it's been a long day. It looks like it's coming out good. So far, so good. Not seeing any bubbles. Let me grab my glasses here. Oh, I'm seeing a little bubble. I'm seeing a little bubble. No, not a very big one. And the top is out. And I only see a tiny little bubble. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Now let's get the bottom out. And then we'll get to our little baby here. Let's get it all out around so it can come out. I'm not seeing any bubbles though. Oh, I see one big one right there, but that can be patched. And there's our bottom. I'm glad it did kind of sink for the most part, but it looks good. Yeah, we just have that bubble right there. But like I said, for a test piece to try out the machine, let's see how it fits. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? And the candy came out really good. That came out really cute. Let me fix my mold. We don't want to keep our molds that way. And then I will put it in the cleaning box because I'm going to be doing some dishes here in a little bit. Gonna have sloppy joes for supper. Now let's get this started, if I can get under it here with my nails. There we go. Let's see how he turned out with the candy. Don't peek. Might be a little hard, huh? And you can see it. But let's see how it come out. Let's see if I can roll it back without having to use any alcohol or anything. I'm just worried about those ears, but it's been sitting a while. It's been sitting since yesterday, actually. There we go. Oh, he's out. I turn my mold. Put it in the wash box. Are we ready? We ready to see? Oh, look at that. That came out really good. I see no bubbles. Well, yes I do. I see some micro bubbles. And little bubbles I couldn't get out. But that turned out really good with that candy. I gotta do some trimming if I intend to use him. And then I'll do some decorating. I'll probably make a box and put him on the top of it, because I can't set him on this box. But he would sit flat on a different box. Now, are you ready to see the extras? Now, I haven't put the hardware on yet, but my hands are filthy. Sorry. Here's how those hearts turned out. And now just put a screw hole in them and put them on a keychain of some sort. Turned out pretty good with that candy. Now I made a 3-piece set. This is the keychain. It's a sewing theme. And here's the necklace, pair of scissors. And the earrings have a ruler and a button. So here's the keychain, here's the pendant, and here's the set of earrings. And that's the sewing theme. And that will be in the eBay store. Now, as far as the little heart one, I put an eagle with a USA on it. And this pendant, oh, it's upside down. I put a rose in it. If you can see that, there we go. I made a bookmark. And I put a design on there. You can see that. And I made another bookmark with some eyes watching your page, and I'll put a tassel on there. And here's another pendant, whoops. And I put some assorted hearts, and it says True Love on there. And that's for Valentine's Day. Now our little apple with the bite out of it, I put a little flower on it with a little rhinestone in the center. Now our little flower one, I put the Statue of Liberty symbol with the red, white, and blue, and it says USA on the bottom, if you can see that, if I can get right in the camera here. There we go. And then I made another bookmark, which is, I usually put these on keychains. And then another keychain, which I put a flower on. And then I'll use this as a keychain as well. I just put a flower emblem on there. And now that's what I did with all the extras. And then I will put the hardware on there, like the necklaces and the earrings. And that's what I did with all that. So that's what I did for this video. I demonstrated the stirring machine from Resiners. Didn't work too bad, as long as we don't turn it up too much and add air bubbles to our resin. So overall, I think this was a pretty good video. It's a long video, but it's a really good video. We got our box, we got our little baby, we got some extras, necklaces, earrings, jewelry set, some keychains, and this will conclude my video for today, and I thank you for joining me. I hope everyone else's crafts are turning out amazing. I hope you all have a blessed evening or morning, whichever time of the day you're watching this. Please do check out my eBay stores. I have been listing some items today and working on some more. And I have a whole basket of new stuff to go in the store. So please do keep watch. And I will see you in the next video. And stay happy and healthy and stay warm with this crazy weather we're having. Take care.